What's going on there, YouTube? Something a little different here in the garage. If you've been with the channel for a while, you know I grew up building Tamiya on-road cars, and I had one a while ago, year and a half ago, that was on the channel a little bit. It was a TA02 chassis, and it was completely decked out. I built it from scratch, just buying pieces on eBay, and I just never could find a place for it to fit in here in the current realm of RC in my shop. But spent a fortune on that thing. But now Tamiya has re-released the TA02 chassis, and it's very reasonably priced. So this is going to be a quick unboxing video. I'm not quite ready to start this build yet. I do have this fantasy in my head that I will find a nice hard body of some kind of car that I like to put on this, because I really hate Lexan. I'm not good at working with it, so I never have been. But don't know for yet. I love Tamiya kits. The quality is unmatched. The instruction clarity, the way it assembles, it's an excellent brand, and I just love everything they've done. I've built everything from high lifts, semi trucks, to on-road cars, drift cars, minis. Really good stuff. So they re-released this TA02 short wheelbase chassis. It's wide and short, and this was really a good deal. I got this from Liquid RC on eBay, and if you're not familiar with them, that's a good seller on eBay. They're super fast shipping, and always really reasonably priced. I think I paid $208 for this kit shipped to my door. My local hobby shop was selling it for right around $300. Which I thought was still a good deal, because this is not just your standard kit. They do have it for sale with a white 911 body, but this is a special edition 40th anniversary deal. And this one includes a lot of things the other one doesn't. This is the TA02 short wide chassis, and it has the FRP carbon upper and lower chassis plates as opposed to the plastic tub, which is typical with the TA01s, TA02s, FF01s, DF01, I think. There's several other variations on that chassis tub. And this one comes with a Porsche 934 body, racing body. I'm not familiar with any of the history behind the body or any of that, but I bought it for the chassis. This thing does come with ball bearings. Like I mentioned, the FRP chassis plates, which were really rare and hard to find until they've re-released it now. It does come with LEDs and the LED unit. Still not clear on what all this comes with, because they re-released this body as well with a variation of another chassis. So it's hard to find details. If you shop it on eBay, be careful, because sometimes they don't specify which platform it is based on, and you might buy the other one because it's cheaper, and you might be very disappointed with it once you get it. So let's see if we can read some of this on the bottom here. We've got a hardened stainless steel prop shaft, FRP carbon front and rear shock towers, as well as the chassis plates. It's got slicks. It's all independent suspension, oil-filled shocks. Let's see. Double deck frame with reinforced propeller shaft, superior ride, double wishbones, FRP damper stays, oil-filled dampers. Full ball bearings. Front and rear universal shafts, as opposed to the old dog bones that come on the standard TA02. It does come with the cool vintage style two-piece wheels with the chrome rings and I'm guessing the gold colored inserts that screw to it. And two-piece wheels, tires, inner sponges, and rear has wider wheels. A lot of Tamiya kits come with their ESC. This one does not. I guess that's a trade-off for some of the upgrades, as well as the light and control module. The lights, it has buckets for the body, I believe. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's just something different. I try to keep my channel a little diverse, and not just crawlers anymore. It's branched out into everything. I've got a Slash I might do some videos on here pretty soon. I've been bashing on it. I've got my monster truck. Got all my hot rods that we're building from scratch. And this is a vital part of what led me to where I am in the hobby. And this chassis, I know it's not the greatest. Tamiya's got so many other awesome chassis now, the TRFs and things like that are much better for performance-wise. But this one is historical value for me, I guess. So I guess I'm getting old now. They're remaking the toys I had. So let's open this thing up and take a look. Alright guys, so got it here opened up. I was a big fan of the original Tamiya boxes. They used to be very big, and the art on them was awesome. They've since gone to this smaller, more compact thing, which I'm sure saves them a ton on shipping and things like that. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. We got a giant orange wing for the Porsche body. We got mirrors, light buckets, front and rear, which is pretty cool. Front ones are very complex. Looks like it has the blinkers as well. Yeah, I've never been a real big Porsche fan, or Porsche, depending on where you're from, but let's see what we can do with it. What do we got here? Control arms. Oh, there's two. Control arms, body post, and upper control arms, the little ones. And this does not have adjustable upper control arms, so you can't stance it out and adjust the camber. We got some chassis parts. They are a little different than the standard, since it does have the FRP chassis. You've got to have some different braces. I've never seen this piece before. Plastic steering links, which I do think I still have a spare aluminum steering set up for the TA02. Wheels. That's nice. They left the chrome plating off of the strip where the tire goes so that it will glue easier. And let's see how wide these are. Since they are wider in the rear, looks like the rears are 30-ish millimeter, and the fronts are 25. And that is the two-piece wheel. So we'll have our inserts that go in. It'll be that gold mesh color, like BBS style wheel. This big old package here has just about everything in it. We've got gears, motor, we've got our carbon, whatever, composite control arms, or I'm sorry, shock mounts, shock towers. Sorry, the glare of the light there is really getting in there. I don't want to open all this up just yet because I'm not ready to start it, but I've been dying to open up the box and see what all we get. But this is all the drivetrain. We've got shocks and shocks components. We've got all of our hardware. We've got our diff grease, our tools. This did come with an aluminum motor mount, which was neat. I think I still have one of those laying around as well. What's this? There's our light control module. This is the TA02sw, just the basic Tamiya light module. Looks like it only has 4 LEDs. It has 2 front, 2 rear, and all the components that go along with that. It's pretty cool. These aren't super expensive, but I like their unit. I've bought some cheap like LED control modules and stuff before out of China, and they were kind of sketchy, and I always ended up replacing them with a Tamiya unit. The next thing we got to get out of here is the body. I hate Lexan. I'm not very good at working with it, but I do know that Tamiya Lexan bodies are just amazing. Compared to, I don't remember what brand it was. Back in the day, I got excited. It was a car I really wanted. I think it was like an M3, BMW M3 body. I don't remember if it was HP. I think it was HPI. HPI bodies they're nice. They're good quality, but it's just the detail is not there. I've always been about the detail, even as a child. Most of the HPI bodies back then, they didn't have this type of detail around the bottom edges, like these bumper nubs that stick out on the back of this Porsche body. That HPIs were always just flat around the edges, which made it easier to cut and easier to deal with, but it just wasn't as legit to me. This thing has some hellaciously wide fenders. Those are, I'm not sure if you can even see that. Yeah, you can. Really, really wide. This body that is really narrow. This is almost the size of a Tamiya mini body. And the way the fenders flare out, it might look actually pretty cool on this chassis. And get the stance right. The box art shows it a little bit high. I think it would look a little bit better slammed some more. So I don't know. I'm always scared of painting Lexan. I'm just not good at it. Maybe we can do something cool. I don't want to do the box art. I do like Jaeger, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to. I want to do something different. If I do it, it'll be more of a street car. Maybe we might try something different. Try painting it from the outside. And that way I can do a base coat in the polycarbonate paint, and then maybe I could try some slight weathering and things on that and see what we can come up with. But I just typically hate the loss of detail from Lexan. But you know, it's a Tamiya body and it looks pretty dang nice. So who knows? We'll figure out something. We'll leave that sitting there. It's kind of big. We got our tire foams pre-cut, measured, and all that jazz. Here are our wheel inserts. Now, I've had these type of vintage wheels before off Tamiya, and I hate how all of the spokes aren't cut out, and it's just there for strength. The way they screw to the other part of the wheel, you need that plastic in there. So definitely have to try to take my time during this build and see if I can paint those in, make it look a little bit better. I've learned so much since the last time I built one of these, even though it was only about 2 years ago. I just learned a ton from RC stuff, from building these hot rods and things like that. So maybe we can do something really unique out of it. More gearboxes. This is our front diff, and it does come with a standard plastic shock tower, but we do have the FRP ones that come in the kit. We've got some steering links and things like that. That is the biggest complaint I have with this TA02 chassis, is the steering, the way it works. It's just really, really sloppy. So that's why I've gone through 3 or 4 different types of aftermarket aluminum components and things like that, trying to find a way to tighten it up. I just haven't found the right mix of things yet. So we'll see what we come up with on that. Rear gearbox. This stuff is all universal. This is the motor mount. The motor sets just in front of the rear axle. We've got some other things we probably won't use. This is part of the chassis tub. We've got this, which is, I bet these are specific to the short wide. I've never actually had a short wide TA02. I've always had the standard length, and it is adjustable with those. You can flip the control arms one way or another to get a different wheelbase for different bodies. So that was always kind of cool. It was customizable. We've got our stock Tamiya slicks, racing slicks. It doesn't say what firmness they are. They feel very soft though. And the FRP chassis plates. The holy grail. Back when I was a kid, I wanted these so bad, and you couldn't get them anywhere except out of Japan. And it was before there was eBay and before the internet, really. It was just something you read about in catalogs, and it was hundreds of dollars that I didn't have when I was pretty pubescent. So I'm excited about that. I don't really know what FRP is. I think it's a carbon composite. It's got a pattern on it to look like carbon fiber, but I don't believe it actually is. I think it's like a graphite carbon, just, there's no real weave to it. There is a little bit. But that's one of the big things. I mean, there's an original TA02 car, or one of these sets on eBay, and it's almost $400. So now they've re-released it to make it available for the rest of us that can't afford that kind of stuff. We've got our big floppy old school antenna. We've got lots of instructions. This is a correction, so that's neat. Looks like a steering setup correction. They've changed, I don't know what. And what is this one? That's just general use. And then we've got our light unit instructions. Then we have our actual instruction manual, which is always nice. The Tamiya instructions are so simple. They may look a little overwhelming for the first time builder, but I promise you it's very self-explanatory. If you got a basic understanding of things, all of your components here on the side, your screws, are shown actual size, so you can hold it up to it if you're not sure. It's very, very user-friendly stuff here. It even tells you how to set up your electronics and install all that as well, even though it's not included in the kit. It's very, very cool. It even tells you how to paint your body. And then the last thing it looks like, we've got our body mask, our window masking, and our graphics, our stickers. Which some Jaeger stickers might look cool on one of the toolboxes around my garage here. So that looks like it. Hoping my drive shaft is in that first box that we looked at. So I don't see it anywhere in here. Try to get all this stuff back in here where it makes sense. Where'd it go? There it is. So it says it has, yeah, there it is. So it's got a hardened steel drive shaft. I've never seen one quite like that. Not sure if you can see that in the camera there. It's very, very thin, and it's got different ends on it than I'm used to seeing. So this is going to be fun to build. I'm pretty excited about it. There. I think I messed up already. It's just like anything. You never get it all back in the box the way it came out. If we can get it all back in the box at all. But yeah, I just thought I'd share with you guys. I've been talking about this a little bit in a couple other videos and some Facebook Live stuff. And just something to come here this summer. I've got a few other things in the works. I'm excited to build this, and I might further venture into getting some more Tamiya chassis. I don't know if I'll ever really use them a whole lot because I don't have anywhere. I have a very small slab of concrete in my backyard that can drive on-road things on, but I don't know. Just part of it. You got to expand your horizons. A lot of what I know about suspensions that helped me when I got into crawlers, I learned from this, from just tinkering with a TA02 chassis for 5 years as a child. Nothing better to do and no money to spend, so you learn a lot about everything, and you learn what works and what doesn't, and how the suspension geometry and things play out and how things work together. And it's just part of the hobby. There's so many facets of it. But I'm going to quit meandering on here, and thank everybody for watching. And stay tuned for more to come. We'll do a full build on this, do step by step, and show you how I do it. And we will get back to the rat rods. They're not on hold. I'm going to an off-road expo tomorrow, and hopefully do some filming out there. They have a scale rock crawler course set up, so I'm excited to get my Amigo and my Blazer out and do some running. Hopefully meet some of you guys out there. I know there's quite a few, maybe a handful, but it's quite a few from your small YouTube channel of local guys that are talking about going. So I think that'll be pretty fun, and hopefully you can make some cool videos from that. But I appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next video.